Good day. Brian R. Smith. I'm going for my mobile gaming masters at Full Sail University, where I'm working on my capstone project, World War I Flying Circus. I'm going to take you through 5 different things as part of milestone number 3. Credits, backstory, community in Discord, and then also 2 as part of feedback based upon the milestone number 2. Made an update to the sliders. I'll take you through that. And then back when I used to work for a large multinational corporation, we used to call it skunk works. It's kind of when you were working on something, but then you find some time to actually work on some other things. And I've been working on the Firebase Authentication. Got that working. So a little demonstration of that in the code. So without further ado, let me share my screen. And I'm going to do my desktop. And we're going to take you through, let's go over here to the, so I've got this running up on, instead of using the emulator in Unity, this is actually running as a Mac application. So let's go through the credits. So that's in settings and the credits. So you've seen this before. I did NLS, or this is all localized for the local language. I still see I need to do this, and I don't know if I really want to do all that in terms of translation, but if I have to, I will. But the credits are nice. It's grayed out in the background there. It's about a 50% mask, and just makes the characters pop and stand out. Of course, the black icons will be redrawn, so they're just kind of placeholders right now. They're iconically what I want to do, but they're not what the the colors and the I want to make them more 3D looking. So anyway, there's the credits. Backstory over here again. This is just an iconic representation of what I want to do, and then here's the backstory. So each one of these is hot links. So you can click on those, and you'll be taken to the Grenard, in the French way of pronouncing it. I probably am slaughtering the language there. And then also too, this is kind of a bio for me in Italian, and this will take you through to my my websites where I've got my journal and other different things. And then the last bit there is the kind of the why did I build World War I Flying Circus? What was the reason behind that? And then a link to a really good demonstration at Board Game Geek. So while I'm here, I just want to kind of show you that it took a little while, not only to write up all the bits and pieces and all that, but also too in Unity, kind of the combination of masks and scroll areas and horizontal layouts and vertical layouts wasn't, anyway, it's intuitively obvious when you get it all working, but to get it working, it took a little bit, all the different settings, and so it took a little while to get all that to work. But there you go. Okay, so that's the backstory. And that's also, as you saw, translated, so that makes use of my NLS translation. And then community at the Discord. So here you are working away at the game, and you want to click on community, and you'll be taken to Discord. So I accept the invite, and I want to allow the Discord app to fire up, and there you are. So anyway, spend some time putting together the community, all the different channels as part of the Christmas or the World War I Flying Circus server. So this is the welcome page, all the different hot links to take you to the different places that you might want to go. And then the backstory is the same backstory as you saw before, just kind of repurposed for a different environment. Game rules, it's going to be, right now it's just a hypertext link to a Google Drive document that I'll have public access to. And as you can see, there is a little bit more work to be done here. So I'm going to wait until we get to the end to find out all the different lovely features that are in there before I write all the game rules. So that's something I need to work on. So it's kind of a work in progress there. And an FAQ, similar kind of thing, take you to a Google document. Right now I've got a glossary of terms that are in there, but as I come across more frequently asked questions and of course answers, I will augment this Google document, and then there'll be kind of lively, or be updates will be dynamic and in real time into the Discord community area. So this community place, all these are things that people cannot, they won't be able to post anything into there. Community will be where they can add their own comments and different pictures and images. This is the main hangout where people will just be chatting away there. There's suggestions for the game here, different kinds of bugs, general, if there's a bug specific to Android or iOS, and different bugs in the translations. I know that Google Translate isn't doing a great job with that, so I'm expecting there'll be additional bugs for translations. And then clips and highlights. I did spend some time, all the great, well, some of the handwritten documents that I've been working on as part of the use case, usability studies and different things. So anyway, it's just some of the handwritten documents. I thought, 50 years from now, this might actually be interesting to somebody actually kind of cruising through there. And this is the all the different 27 maneuvers kind of laid out in terms of hexagons from your origin. So different, interesting bits and pieces. And then as part of my mastery journal, all the different videos that are directly related to World War I Flying Circus, I've added them in there also, along with all the links to take you there. So that was a little bit, and then this important area would be different announcements and updates for Android and iOS. This is a private channel, just using for the development team. So you can see Ahmed and I have been kind of communicating back. Oh no, accidentally spilled my drink on my keyboard and had to get a new one. Yikes. Back up everything, always back up. Okay, and then some voice channels for, it's gonna actually dial into there, for lobby and for gaming voice channels. So that's kind of the community, and so you can get to it right from directly from World War I Flying Circus, and it'll take you here, and it'll be operating inside of Discord. All right, the next thing I want to show you is, with permission, the new sliders, and I did share a video on this, but I'm gonna go kind of quick through the demonstration, but a little bit deeper into the code that's actually behind here. But you can see I've got the snap to, so as it moves to the next icon, and if I let go, if it's not in the middle of it, it will snap to that icon. So that's one change. The other is, as you see, as I move over and hover over or to the icon itself, it expands in size. And then the third thing is to make these are also hot buttons. So you click on them, because a lot of people sometimes will just click and wonder why it's not doing anything. Well, now if they click there, they can get over there immediately without having to drag. There's still then the contact to get into, in this case, balloon busting. Okay, so that's the sliders, and I'll take you through the code in a little bit. But the last thing I want to do is show the Firebase Authentication. So I hid that over here in the My Prestige area. And so here, I probably should have had this all filled in already, but I'm going to do test 5 at test.com. The username is going to be test5, password, if I can type, tester, and then I'm going to sign up with that. And voila, I've signed up, and that has registered me in right over here. Refresh, and there it is, test 5 in the authentication for Firebase. So huzzah, the angels are singing and everything is working. In fact, if I go back to this and I say, okay, what is my email address? This time I'm going to cheat. And then what is my password? And log in. And there it is, logged in. So it's just, anyway, that's another step in that Firebase authentication. Next thing I'm going to do, I've got a buddy I've been communicating with. He's implemented Firebase, and there's 2 different databases with Firebase. There's the cloud store, and then the Fire something else. I even forget, Fire. Yikes! Probably should have memorized that before I did it. But there's 2 different databases, and I'm going to chat with him and kind of see about my needs and the different databases. I've read all the information about it, and it's still kind of a coin flip on which one's going to be the best for me. Okay, so that's that, and let me take you through some of the code to make this all happen. Okay, so the action slider. So for this some of it was fairly manual. In other words, like the snap to functionality, that was manual. I just basically update the value of the slider to where it is the closest to, and then Unity will automatically move that slider to the center point. So that was kind of easy. Um, the expanding, that's a little bit tricky. So what I did with, anytime you're kind of doing some asynchronous graphics and things in Unity, it's a coroutine. So you're setting up an asynchronous task to actually run to completion this other thing. And you can see here, I've got this, the animation. So I start this coroutine, and it's an enumerated I enumeration task that is below there. And basically I'm just changing the image size, and I'm giving it some different factors for how fast and how big, and whether it's going to expand or contract. So that's, let me just take it down to that change image size. And so I'm just passing in these parameters, doing a little bit of mathematics to prepare for everything, and making sure I'm not dividing by 0, and then setting up my scale change. So this temp that I'm creating here is going to be the scale, the per frame change that I want to make over that course of that duration right there. And then what I basically do is I basically will change by that scale amount, and if it's a negative, then of course I'll be making the icon smaller. So it's pretty easy device, and a very powerful device to have things like this asynchronously happening while your game is running and doing all its other kinds of things, all the other kinds of things that you want. And then the button select, that was easy enough too. That was basically just making the buttons hot, and then setting the value for the slider to what I want it to be. So that was the changes for the sliders. Oh, there was bits in there too where I just wanted to make sure that I stopped the other coroutines. If I'm sliding it really quickly, they were always continually expanding, and so I needed to stop the coroutine and then set them back to scale 1, which is the normal size, so that if you're flipping back and forth, it doesn't keep getting bigger and bigger. So it's actually kind of freezing and halting and putting things back to normal. But of course, it is then changing the size for just one of them. So that's that. And then the Firebase Authentication. So another, this was a really ingenious, it was a YouTube video, and so somebody kind of led me through this. I don't think I could have invented this unless I would have read a lot of documentation, but basically just getting all the different pointers, the different objects, the input fields and output fields on that My Prestige page. And then when awake, right, so it's really right at the beginning when World War I flying circuits is fired up, there's a check in fixed dependencies, and this is an asynchronous task. And then when that completes, then you continue with this bit here. And the major ingredient in here is that if the dependency status is available, so if everything has checked in terms of the dependencies, then we will initialize Firebase. And then, and this is another thing I wouldn't have normally thought of doing it this way, but again, YouTube video, and it's really ingenious, is starting with another coroutine. So for the login and or for the registration, that it's a asynchronous process. So basically, this login fires up, it passes this information to a enumerator, and for example, just we'll go through the login here. And then if it, basically it's gonna yield until this is done, so the login task is completed. So it's predicated based upon that event. And so yields until it basically goes to sleep until that happens. Then once that's completed, then we just take a look at all the different information related to the login task and look for errors and tell the user about them. And if no errors, then the user is now logged in, and we tell the user. So similar kind of thing for the registration. Basically, it's following the same kind of format. So really ingenious, very powerful tool. And so my goal then with the Firebase authentication is to keep working with it, because now I need to start writing data and reading data to it, because that's where we're going to keep all the user information about all the different network battles. And ultimately, I want to be able to save all the, given the relative position of 2 biplanes in a 2-dimensional space, with their distance and with their angles to each other. I want to keep track of all the different moves that the humans make in those situations. I'll start building up a database of the most common moves, so my AI can know what the humans tend to do in this time in this area, and then the AI can, if the humans tend to go here, then the AI can tend to go around and come right up on the stern more often than not. So that is a goal. Of course, until the humans figured out that, anyway, it's all going to be a chicken and egg game of playing rock, paper, scissors in the air. All right, so that's the Firebase authentication, and that's code, and then that was it. What I'm taking you through is going to show you at this time the vertical layouts and horizontal layouts and all the different kind of layouts for the backstory. But that is kind of a tour of everything that I did through the course of milestone number 3, plus pushing in some of the feedback on milestone number 2, plus the skunk works with Firebase authentication. So with that, I want to see your cards and letters, your fingerprints, all over this milestone number 3. And so thank you. It's been a pleasure. It's been fun. I really enjoy learning and doing and just just heads down programming. And let's keep that feedback coming in, because I love to see that critical feedback. I love to see that, hey, here's a challenge for you. See if you can make this happen. Kind of like the buttons and the sliders. There's a really big challenge for me. I had to learn a lot of different things actually that could happen, but that's indeed why I am here, is to learn. So thank you.